but Roger never gave up on him.
Travis's night terrors.
Travis maintains control when he's awake. At night, the demons come to haunt.
If you wake up because some lunatic is running around the house in circles screaming, it's Travis.
He's been screaming and hollering to sleep ever since he was maybe 11 and 12 years old.
He's terrorized by his dreams.
Holy it's creepy. I don't know what the hell you got in that head of yours, TP, but...
Went to a psychologist. They actually said it was repressed fear.
He's not afraid of anything during the day. But it's just so interesting that when he closes his eyes, he is haunted on a regular basis.
I mean, there's times that I just run around screaming and I don't remember anything.
I'd let him run around the house, but he'd get himself hurt. He doesn't know where he's falling down steps and running into doors.
The first time I saw it, it freaked me out. I didn't sleep the rest of the night.
He's 6'1" on top of a bedpost. I don't think the ceiling was probably right there, and he's screaming at me, like pointing at nothing.
I swear I see it. I mean, there's kids burning up my fireplace. I get waken up by the screams. I mean, weird stuff.
And believe it or not, he's not awake. He's definitely asleep when he's doing these things.
And I'm awake, like, I know, because, like, I can hit myself in the face and it hurts.
Some people are schizo.
You know, it was like two different people, and grabbed a glass of water and went back to bed.
I'm kind of going along with the theory that I'm schizophrenic, though. That seems to be easier because...
You know, people keep trying to draw lines between why is this happening, why is that happening.
Whatever it is, it's a strong force that keeps him going as fast as he does.
Even Travis has to deal with fear.
It's just your turn. Suck it up.
Maybe it's just nightmares of Robert yelling at him all the time. I don't know.
There's definitely something heavy going on there psychologically.
He smiles all day. He runs to the devils all night. That's a pretty good deal.
I don't know who the bonehead that brought blue gear. I've always said, superstitious on blue gear. They paint my bike blue. They get me in blue gear, and they're like, okay, now go jump off a 2,000-foot canyon. Great, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. So about to make my first jump now, and I'm in blue gear.
As Travis's thirst for adrenaline grew, he started searching for bigger and dumber stunts.
We go down to the Grand Canyon to do this thing and this stunt into the canyon, and it was kind of a moment for his family. We brought his mom and dad out there.
I'm real good with it. It's just that he wants that backflip on the first jump.
It was kind of like they were letting him go at that point. He just barely turned 18, and he needed to kind of sprout some wings and be his own person, and he's got to be accountable for stupid decisions and mistakes.
The helicopter was rapidly approaching, and when I should have been saying, okay, Travis, get ready to go, I said, Travis, you can turn this thing off right now, and I'll feel just fine about this whole week. I said, this is not a problem with me. You don't have to do this. I said, Dad, are you kidding? This is a chance of a lifetime. And by then, we're running out of time. I said, go, get out of here. See you later.
It was almost like when Robert sends him off the cliff that, you know, he's kind of letting go of him a little bit. And that was a big moment for him. It was a tough moment.
Travis's first jump was far from even close to good. He was plummeting backwards to the bottom of the canyon.
Holy, that is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Never taken off a ramp, and all you see is 2,000 feet of vertical drop.
The backflip, nobody had done the backflip back then, and he wanted to do the backflip on the first jump. And we were trying to talk him out of that, just do something safe. And I felt so bad because he tried something safe, and he almost lost it on the safe jump. And I was thinking, hey, he should have tried to backflip the first time.
He's more like this crazy fictional character that actually exists.
As much as he was hurting himself a lot of the times at freestyle, the training schedule wasn't nearly as much. So he could go hit the foam pit all day long, you know, for 2 weeks prior to X Games and still go out and compete and not have any injuries from trying all his new tricks. Whereas with racing, in order to be in the shape he needed to be in to compete, he'd have to spend, you know, the whole season prior to the race season training every single day on a track. And if he messed up once or got hurt, that was, you know, 2 weeks to a month of training down the tube, and he'd have to start all over again.
He is focused, but he just tries to do too much. He's focused on his training. He works hard. He rides hard. Again, it comes back to him. What is his priority? It's having fun.
You can get your tickets and come see the show.
And he does fulfill his requirements and working hard, but he ties in all that other stuff. He's not lazy. He's definitely not lazy.
You know, and I was always tired and always hurt. They're like, look, just sit down, buckle down, focus, you could be the best. And I spent probably 8 months of my life just focused. I got a trainer, Todd Jacobs, amazing guy.
We did an abbreviated deal, and I went back and lived at his house for a month or two at a time, and got there in the evening and came down the next morning, and there was Travis sitting in the living room going, okay, here I am, I'm all yours, fix me.
We bicycled and we ran and we rode and we did everything exactly perfect. I rested, I did everything, that textbook. And I got slower. Supercross is nothing like freestyle. You know, freestyle is all about fun. Supercross is all about work and effort. Being here, I'm not even close to the conditioning of the guys that are right now on the top for the championships. Ricky Carmichael, Chad Reed, James Stewart. Year after year after year, through injuries, through broken bones, through pins and plates and blown knees and busted shoulders. Ricky Carmichael goes down! Continually go and go and go and somehow manage to make it the entire season. That's something I haven't figured out yet. But I just wasn't having fun on the motorcycle. I rode to do laps. But what it taught me, riding every day and training every day exactly how I was supposed to, it taught me a pace that wasn't quite wide open.
You can't go hard every day. You can't go to your limit every day. You can't race to your limit every day.
If you ride lap after lap after lap, like Carmichael, like those machines, every single day, it was very difficult for me to put in a higher intensity when I needed to, because that was what I was trained to do.
He figured if he went as hard as he could all the time, he was due the benefit.
128. You can have the mindset that you can make it, and you have the will to just not mind if you're hurt all the time, or not, you know, mind pushing yourself, and not mind, you know, working so hard that you pass out, and then think it's funny as hell when you wake up in the middle of the woods by yourself and you realize that you've actually pushed so hard with no cameras and no people and no finish line and nothing, that you were passed out on the side of a mountain trail with only cows around you. In a weird, sadistic kind of way, you feel good about yourself.
My dad always said you never know if you're going hard enough until you pass out.
Go, Renner! You got 50 meters, Renner! You got less than 10 seconds! Pull, Renner! Pull, you son of a...
Dad also said you can always go just a little harder. I found that to be a lie.
Whatever the he does, I'm doing another 2 seconds.
Travis's real ability and talent lies is in his ability to push himself. He's not physiologically blessed. He's rather average physically, but when he integrates his mind into it, and when he gets emotionally invested in any challenge or anything, he gets 100% out of himself, and I don't think very many athletes are operating at potential. He does. There's a handful of things that make Travis very special. He sees no reason why he can't win anything he's ever in. In the most horrible conditions, the bike could have 2 flat tires and he's bleeding with a bone sticking out. The bike's good, I feel fine, I'll win. He was probably, and he would agree, was in the best shape of his life at that moment, probably the healthiest he ever been as a pro. He's supposed to be riding on the Supercross track, and he goes and tries to jump something that doesn't need to be jumped. And even if he did jump it, so what? Anaheim was 6 days later.
Biggest race of his life coming up, and Travis and Gary Bailey, in their infinite wisdom, had built the jump that was about maybe 7 feet high, and the projection was supposed to be about 200 feet over top of barbed wire fence up to the top of some cliff.
Freaking quit whipping out and hit it!
I said, Travis, do not do that. You can do that whenever you want.